Hey everyone, so continuing on with our class whole series, this time we're going to be looking at the Naval Commander class. So in order to get Naval Commander, this is a seasonal class and it's only available during the Talk Like a Pirate Day event, which is usually around the time of September every year. So you have to be here at the time of September to get this class. And the other thing to know is that this class is paywalled. Um, there is the non-member 2KACs version. If you're completely fully, you know, don't want to be a member and all that. Or the alternative is the member version. But yeah, you have to pay either way. However, if you do buy the member version, then going to the room on the right will allow you to obtain the non-member Naval Commander for free, which allows you to use the class even when your membership ends. And I wish a lot of other member classes use this type of thing as well, because there are a lot of classes I would also like to use once my membership expires. For your enhancements, you want to go full luck. However, if you have access to all Forge enhancements, then here are some suggestions to choose from. This class is a tank melee with the rogue mana regeneration model, which if you think about it on paper seems quite contradictory. Okay, so for the passives, your first one increases your crit chance by 20%, your second rank 4 passive increases your haste by 10% and your dodge by 30%, and your rank 10 passive decreases all incoming damage by 15%. Okay, so moving on to the skills section, your first skill or auto attack is called On Guard. It's a basic normal auto attack, deals damage to one target. However, you actually gain 5 mana every time your auto attack hits an enemy, and thing is your auto attack can't miss. So yeah, it's like they knew that because this class is a tank melee with the rogue mana regeneration model that you would struggle with mana, so they had to make sure there was a way that you could get additional mana somehow. So there you have it. Your second skill is called Strike and Parry. It deals damage to 4 targets in long range, and you apply counter thrust onto them, which reduces their outgoing damage by 40% for 1 second. Additionally, you also apply Strike and Parry to them, which further reduces their outgoing damage by 30% for 10 seconds. Your third skill is called Flintlock Barrage, and deals damage to 4 targets in long range, and you basically reduce the target's damage resistance by 30% for 10 seconds. Your fourth skill is called Commander's Rally, and it's a status skill that applies to you and 6 other friendly targets. It grants you and all your allies a HOT and increases their haste and outgoing damage by 15%. It also applies a stack of Armada to you for each ally, increasing all of the damage from all your other skills except your auto attack by 50%, and this stacks to 4. All these effects last 15 seconds. You also apply Sea Legs onto yourself, which increases your dodge by 30% for 1 second. Finally, your last skill, or fifth skill, is called Flintlock Fury, and it deals damage to 4 targets in long range, and it applies focus onto them for 4 seconds, which forces the target to only attack you for the duration. Okay, so soloing. Yeah, this class is, it's fine with soloing. You can get the job done. This class is like a jack of all trades. Like, it can be pretty tanky, and it can also dodge as well. So that's nice. I also don't recommend you fully spam your skills out, because even with the additional mana you gain from your auto attacks, you will run into mana problems. So don't be afraid to, just let out an auto attack or two to regain your mana. But other than that, there's not much else to it. Okay, this might just be me overthinking things, but with regards to your second and fourth skill, counter thrust, reducing the target's outgoing damage by 40% for 1 second, and sea legs from your fourth skill, increasing your dodge by 30% for 1 second. Both these effects aren't loopable, so I don't know if there's some big brain play coming in here, but I assume what they're going through for this is that, for example, if you activate sea legs and increase your dodge by 30% for 1 second, you'll dodge. However, once this effect fades, you'll then apply your second skill, and then counter thrust will be activated, reducing the target's outgoing damage by 40% for 1 second. So when they do hit you, they'll hit you for a lot less. And then once counter thrust fades, you'll go back to activating sea legs again. So you just repeat between these to make yourself a lot dodgier and tankier. I'm guessing that's what they meant when they decided to, come up with these effects. I might be wrong, but if any of you know, then please let me know down below in the comments. So with regards to farming, after the recent revamp, or buff I should say, this class is very good for farming. It can reach like in-game level types of TTK, so yeah, I definitely recommend you use this class for farming. It's really good. The only thing is, maybe because of the mana model this class has, you may want to be using it for higher health enemies, because if you just spam your skills on lower health enemies, you won't be able to dodge, which, gives you mana back. And if you already killed the enemies with just using your skills and you won't auto attack them, then you also don't gain mana from your autos. So yeah, medium to high health mobs is where this class would be useful. Unless of course you have like forge enhancements and all that. Okay, so I think we've established that Naval Commander is the best farming class out there compared to all other classes in Class Hole B. This is like endgame level types of farming, but also like, I haven't tested it out or compared with other endgame farming classes, but I think this would even beat some endgame farming classes, because it's like, oh my god, 32 kills in this map against like 21k HP mobs in a minute is really, really good. This class is great for supporting. It can reduce the target's outgoing damage to a max of 70%. It can increase the damage they take by 30%. It gives you and 6 other allies a HOT. It also increases their haste and outgoing damage by 15%. Also, additionally, for each ally present, the more damage your skills will do whenever you activate your fourth skill, due to the stacks of Armada that you applied to yourself. And finally, you also apply Focus onto the enemies, which forces the target to attack you, which is fine, because this class can dodge a lot. And in the cases where the enemy can bypass your evasion, this class is still pretty tanky as well, especially when you have your second skill applied onto them. Defense should not be an issue with this class, especially when you have like really good skills like your second and fourth skill active. You should be able to survive most monsters, except of course, one-shot monsters is still going to be able to take you down. But other than that, you should be able to survive most encounters. Except for the extremely difficult ones, of course. Just make sure that you don't spam your skills, because you may run into mana issues if you do that. Final thoughts on Naval Commander? It's a jack of all trades, master of one, I would say, in this case, because it's definitely meta in terms of farming at least. It's a really good farming class, and I highly recommend you get it, even though it is paywalled. But the thing is, you can use it anywhere. You can use it for soloing, and you can use it for group fighting as a tank, or even as the DPS, or even as a support. You can use it anywhere. And for farming, it's really good for farming, and even in group farming as well. It's because you'll actually be dealing more damage, because, you know, when your fort skill is there and applied, when there are other, you know, friendly players on the screen, then you apply Armada to yourself, which increases the damage of all your skills. So, solo or group play, this class will be very, very good. It will perform very well. And we've established that this class, out of all the classes in Class Hall B, is the best farmer. So I highly recommend you get it. I think we've also established in Class Hall B that, you know, the Collector is the best, or I should say fastest soloer there is. But now that I think about it, I just want to go back and look at Troll Spellsmith, because, you know, Naval Commander is the second to last class in Class Hall B, and Troll Spellsmith is the second to first class in Class Hall B, and that thing, before the, you know, rework it got, managed to achieve 29 kills in the same map in a minute. Now that's really impressive, because especially considering it only has one AoE skill, and it has a skill that no one used because it was so redundant. But yeah, for a long time it was the undisputed champion, and now Naval Commander took its place. I highly recommend you get this class, and that's all for this video. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.